Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dota 2 Telkom Do Gaming League Summer League. We are in the 8th week and the final 2 days. This is one of the final 3 matches, 2 of which are happening tonight. And obviously, the final one is going down tomorrow night between Bravado Emotion and NSD Full On Dukes. But for the meantime, we've got iFG Gaming International versus BBD Black. I am Richard DeMoNiK Showberg. Today I am joined by none other than the Prof, aka Graffiti Gaming. Welcome to the cast. Glad that you could join me on such short notice.
No worries.
So there's some interest surrounding this game. So if iFG happen to take the win here, Bravado Emotion are currently unbeaten. I don't think they've dropped a game so far in the Summer League. But in the unlikely event that iFG International actually get the win here, they actually will no longer be facing relegation. They make themselves they're safe from playoffs, and Bravado Emotion might be in jeopardy of taking 3rd place to their brother side if they lose this game here today. So that's what's on the line here tonight. So it's going to be an interesting match. Taking a look at our bans, we've got Ember Spirit and Invoker coming out from Infinity Gaming. Obviously, BBD have an extremely good, brilliant Invoker player, so they definitely don't want to see that in the pool. And the Bravado Emotion have banned out their Lycanthrope and Doom, both popular picks of late. And Infinity Gaming are going to take a Lich. So, what do you think is going to happen here today?
Yeah, I know iFG is quite a fan of the Lich. They're pretty decent with it. I mean, we shouldn't forget that iFG also has their own Invoker player in Adestam, otherwise known as Uchiha, tonight. But obviously, I don't think anybody wants to see a Seam Invoker on the other team. If you got that against you, it's pretty much GG from game 1, unless you can really play out of your socks and throw him a curveball or 2. But unfortunately, iFG, we've been expecting a lot from them, and they certainly have shown in parts what they are capable of. But I just don't think they're as consistent as we would have liked them to be. And Bravado certainly top of the pops at the moment with just dominating all comers. So tomorrow night's game against NSD is certainly going to be something to look forward to.
Yeah, the new NSD side, I think Make My Day is the only existing member that still exists from NSD's team from last year, and they do extremely well. They're actually sitting currently at top of the log. So if BBD Motion take the win here, obviously they will then they'll be tied for 1st place at 7 wins apiece, which means that it's all going to be down to that last game. So that last game is going to be an absolute cracker. I cannot wait for it. Hopefully we'll have the opportunity to cast it, but we will wait and see. So Bravado Emotion have picked up a first pick Tidehunter and followed it up with a Lion. So the Tidehunter I enjoy. I think Tidehunter personally doesn't see as enough play. He's a really good hero. Sure, he gets countered by BKB, but he's really good in sort of the 10-15 minute mark, where that's pretty much where teams have been gunning for. I mean, if you see the builds and what heroes are in action nowadays, they're generally tend towards a sort of early to mid game, just snowballing kind of thing. So Lion and Tidehunter are really good at doing that. Lich is not bad against either one of those heroes. Tidehunter obviously has the Ravage when he hits 6, which is really good. Shadow Shaman also quite good at shutting down Tidehunter. You've got to be careful if he has the Kraken Shell, but it's not a bad answer. You can always just ward him in and just make life difficult for him to Ravage in the first place. So interesting picks coming out so far.
Yeah, certainly interesting picks coming out of Bravado. The one thing about the Tide, though, is that, I mean, once he's got that Ravage off, he's pretty much, extra to the fight. His only goal is to get that Ravage off. So once he's done it, he's pretty much, happy as a clown. And it'll be interesting to see how they run this, though. I mean, we have seen him being run as a support, but then, I mean, we've also seen people like Dendy running him in the mid lane last year. So he hasn't really received any major nerfs or buffs. So he can be played in the offlane position. That has been seen as well. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what Bravado is going to do with him here.
Yeah, I think the only recent change to him was his Ravage, but that was a couple of versions back, changing it to the max radius from level It used to have a small radius at level 6 and it got steadily larger. Now it just has a set radius of 1025. I think that's the only thing I can think of offhand that the bans are coming in fast and furious at the moment. So we've got a Wraith King ban coming from Bravado Emotion. We've got a Sniper ban and a Lifestealer ban coming out from Infinity Gaming. So Infinity Gaming definitely look like they have something up their sleeve that they are willing to try here today.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, Infinity does like going with those odd drafts where they do kind of give you a little bit of a curveball. Unfortunately, they haven't been executing those drafts as well as certainly I've seen them play. So it's a little bit disappointing, but once they get on, once they're on form, I'm pretty certain they could give Bravado a bit of a run for their money here. But certainly odd bans coming out. Infinity banning out that Sniper and the Bravado banning out that Wraith King. Not the most common bans unless you're sitting in China at the moment.
Well, it's also, if I believe Flares played a Sniper against Energy Esports, if I'm not mistaken, which was sometime last week. And his Sniper was fairly devastating. I think he ended up, it was a fight for whether or not he was actually, had the same number of kills as deaths, and I actually think he ended with more deaths than kills. But he still was. I think it was. I don't know why I remember that fact out of that game, but it was. They did. Bravado Emotion took down Energy Esports quite convincingly, 2-0 last week, and Flares played a really good snipe ban. It looks like Flares is actually going to be on a Faceless Void this game, which is quite interesting. Yeah. Just talking about the Titans again briefly. If you go even further back, I'd just like to and shout out to Snake King, who was one of the first people to run it in the off lane quite successfully as well. He has the capability to do that with his Kraken Shell. Actually, I've lied. His Kraken Shell got buffed, I think, in the last patch, just a little bit. His damage reduction's a little bit more, goes up to 40 at max level, yeah. So it's really not that much.
It was, I think the stacks were 8, 16, 24, 32 or something, and now it's 10, 20.
Ogre Magi from Infinity Gaming. I love Ogre Magi. This is I love this game.
Yeah. But how are they going to run this? Lich mid, Shadow Shaman off? No, Shadow Shaman, Ogre Magi definitely supports. I'm thinking Lich mid or off lane.
Dire team pick.
That could always be a tri-lane from Infinity Gaming. Maybe with an Ogre Magi on farm. We've got the Syllabe, which is a very good hero for... it could be an Adestam, and also Suzy Q, who is point tilde at the moment. So he's still going to... we've just got to call him Suzy Q, aka Yin Yang Panda. He's also an extremely talented lone druid player, so he has plenty of experience on that hero, and he'll be perfectly comfortable to play. Drow Ranger is the follow-up pick from Bravado Emotion, so we've got unusual picks flying out from both teams at the moment. Leshrac, the final ban from Bravado Emotion.
What's going on in this game? This is just weird now.
I actually quite like the Leshrac. I quite like the Leshrac ban, just because they're obviously thinking that iFG International is going to be wanting to push towers quite early, using the power of the Lone Druid and the Shadow Shaman. Viper's going to be the last ban from. Yeah, and obviously the early Bloodlust, if they decides to go that route, is quite powerful. But the recent change to Ignite, allowing it to multicast, is an extremely... So there's going to be Adestam's hero, I think. He's going to be taking up the Magnus, and Enigma, the last pick from Bravado Emotion. So we're going into game number 1 here with... if you wanted a game of Dota, this is definitely going to be one, because... I'm excited. This is unusual drafts, unusual picks, and hoping to see some good play out of both sides as we head into game 1.
Wait, what? How are these drafts going to work? Seams on Faceless Void, Flares on Drow Ranger? Surely not.
I suppose that the Faceless Void won't do too badly in the mid matchup. I'm not sure if the Faceless Void really wants to get a bottle though. But Phalanx is actually up on the Magnus, and it looks like the Shadow Shaman is going to be mid. So I'm not sure that Faceless Void is going to struggle against the Shadow Shaman. I feel the Shadow Shaman may not be able to get some of the last hits just because of the ranged melee factor. But just the spam once Adestam gets up a bottle is going to be quite difficult for Seam to take. But Seam is a a very extremely experienced mid player, so maybe he knows what he's doing. He's brought up a Quelling Blade first, so we never know. Maybe he's going to be doing something different this game.
Yeah, well, I know that iFG.Int are, well, at least, the very least, Adestam and Zerstort are extremely, what would you say, disapproving of any Quelling Blade bought on a carry, because in their opinion, if you can't last hit, then you buy a Quelling Blade. So
okay,
I think Seamy may be trolling them a bit, but he's certainly going to need it against that Shadow Shaman in the mid lane.
It's going to help him actually, and might actually do a lot to help him control the lane, just to be able to deny and last hit with that Quelling Blade. Sure, the Shadow Shaman's got 50 damage base, but to face his void 61 plus the extra 30%, we're looking at 90 damage on last hitting creep. Obviously, that's not factoring in the creep's armor and that kind of thing. But yeah, so that's gonna be interesting to watch. Definitely, Scans up on our Enigma, so he's probably going to be heading off into the jungle. And no items bought on him. We're just waiting for, who are we missing? Habibi to get back. Is Mr. Assman, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
I believe that is.
Yeah. Talking a little bit about Ogre Magi, so they recently changed, well, it wasn't recent, but he now has the capability of getting an Argonum Setzer, which provides him with an extra stun. Actually, they changed his stun, his Argonum Setzer stun, so that it uses up 60% of your mana no matter what mana you're on. So if you're on 100 mana, it'll use 60 mana. If you're on 1000 mana, it'll use 600 mana. So if you're on Naught mana, it'll use Naught mana. You will always have that stun available to you once you pick up the Argonum Scepter. So, which is an interesting thing, but unfortunately it requires quite a lot of farm, which Zerstort may struggle with. Zerstort's known as the offlane player for the most part, so it's interesting that he's picked up the Ogre Magi. Perhaps we are going to see a dual lane of some sort with the Lich and Ogre Magi bottom. I'm entirely not sure.
Phalanx is also generally the hard support, position 5, and he's sitting on the Magnus at the moment. So I wonder if we
they are missing a melee though, so they are using their sub in Greco, if I'm not mistaken. So it could be just a change up of course. Maybe they just want to throw Greco into the support role and put Phalanx onto a high, maybe onto the 3 position for now, or 4 position.
Yeah, but Mali's also like support. It's just
he is the support.
You swap your position 5 to what is potentially.
So are we going to see? Are we going? Yeah. It's maybe that is in some sort of tri-lane that they're going to stun with Zerstort and pull it back with Phalanx, throw out a spam with Greco. It's a double melee tri-lane, but I suppose it has some potential because it has just an innate amount of spam to it. And BVD are gonna have quite quick weak lanes for the most part, unless the Enigma comes to gang. I'm sure that Scant will come in quite early to just make sure that the lanes are kept under control. He's also known to smoke mid quite early as well, so I'm sure that he'll have plenty of movement in the early game. It looks like our 5th player is back to the game, and we are going to get underway. Hopefully, we will, as they pick up their items and start heading towards the lanes, we can finally introduce the teams. I will do BVD. So on the side of BVD Black, we have got Donny Beast, who's heading up towards the mid lane. It looks like Seam is going to be playing on the Faces Void. Scant is on the Enigma. Flares, who's currently our highest ranked South African MMR player, he was at 106 last week, I think he's down to 109, is on the Drow Ranger, and Habidi D, aka Mr. Assman, is going to be playing on the Lion. And looks like they're heading up towards top lane.
Yeah, aggressive try. Okay, for iFG we have Greco on the Lich, we have Uchiha Itachi, otherwise known as Adestam, on that Magnus for the mid lane. The Distort will be picking up that Ogre Magi, quite oddly. Phalanx will be grabbing the support Shadow Shaman as we expected. And Suzy Q will be grabbing the Lone Druid.
Okay, so they're going to have the I fear for this Lone Druid if they decide to actually aggressively try lane, but it looks like that BVD aren't quite decided on what their lanes are going to be, and it's something that they do quite often, and it's seen quite often. they sort of like to scout things out before actually committing their supports fully to an area. So her BDD is going to be hanging around here bottom, just putting down some wards,
Time to
making
get
sure
angry with
that
each other.
Seam is going to be safe and sound bottom. So it looks like Flares is actually going to be heading mid on the Drow Ranger. The Drow Ranger is going to be up against the Magnus on the Itachi. There was many hero swaps that went around before before things unpaused. It's going to be an interesting matchup. The Drow might struggle just because of the spam, but she does have quite a lot of damage and continues to scale. But she's going to be in trouble here early as Smoke is coming in. Phalanx and Distort are on their way. Itachi is not going to be. Adestam's going to be nowhere close, so that Smoke was a bit of a waste of time. But they get up a ward and they're on their way top.
Yeah, that was like the least effective Smoke in probably the last week of gaming.
I think maybe just
I don't even think Flares took damage.
No, he just he just ran away. So Donnie's doing just fine up here at the top. He's 1 for 1 now.
No. Don't you dare.
It's the same as the Silverbear, and Tidehunter does okay in this lane actually. If he's able to get up to the Silverbear and just get a couple of splashes. Excuse me, with his anchor smash.
Yeah, I don't think they're actually expecting Donnie to really contest this lane. Maybe they just want him to, you know, rush a quick level 6 and then start getting some rotations from their side in to actually make some plays. So I'm pretty certain he's going to hang around in the lane, but I don't think he's really going to, you know, actively contest and try and go for kills as such. And I mean, he's got the Kraken Shell and the Gush just to slow up some heroes and, you know, avoid any sort of ganks coming his way.
Yeah, there are no wards up for the side of... there is one ward up top. Donnie's got a stun and he's going to be held. There are a lot of creeps hitting on him at the moment, but he's got 1 level up on Kraken Shell, so he's going to be okay for the looks of it. So Stort's almost got his stun out. 3 seconds now on cooldown. He's doing really well to block Donnie. Donnie might be in trouble here. Another stun goes off. Phalanx has almost got 3 seconds on his shackles, so Donnie's still taking a lot of damage, and they're just going to back off. So they did well to do a lot of damage, but unfortunately not going to get the kill just yet. Donnie throwing out some trash talk while he pops himself.
Yeah, that was actually very, very well played there by both Phalanx and Stort. I didn't expect him to be able to block that effectively.
Yeah, Greco is maybe some trouble. We've got a hasted scan coming in here. He does have a stun. He doesn't have any... Seam is going to follow in the back. Seam just hitting away. They've got second... Oh, the second hit goes off, but Greco may still be in trouble. Scan's got the haste. He is getting blocked by the tower. He may be in trouble. 1 hit goes off from the tower. Second hit. Oh, is he? Ow. And he goes down. So Greco gets the counter kill there. I'm not sure that was actually worth it.
No, not for Scant at all. I mean, he lost the gold. He did get the experience, but you know, he could get that experience just as easily in the jungle. So I do think it's probably a little bit of a waste there for him to do that.
Yeah, as a Stort and Phalanx.
Seam did get the Seam did get the
experience
assist, so that might have been a little bit of help.
I'm looking at the creep kills just 3 minutes in. So Seam Flares' middle is actually doing extremely well against Adestam. I'm hearing a stun go off, but it's just Scant creeping in the bush. He's up to 18 to Itachi's. Is that, am I even saying it right? Uchiha Itachi.
Uchiha.
Sorry, I don't
just call him Adam.
Yeah, Adam.
It's easier.
Against Adams, I know him as Adam. He's played for my side, so. But I'm trying to call him by his neck, Adestam. It looks like he might actually go down here. Donnie's just missed, but Flares is not going to commit, so Magnus is going to be able to get away. He's got his bottle coming back towards him, so he's going to be able to bottle up here, but there's no rune in sight for the moment. The rune's coming in 10 seconds time. Flares doesn't have a bottle of his own, but he does have double Wraith Band for the meantime, so he's up to 87 base damage without even hitting level 6. So once he hits level 6, Adam's going to have an even bigger problem in this lane, just from the amount of harassment that come out from Flares.
Yeah, he's getting, I wouldn't say crushed, but it's certainly looking that way at the moment. 22-10 versus 13-0 is not really what you want on your Magnus. It's so critical for him to, you know, get a fast mana boots and a blink, and Flares is not really going to be worried about that. Flares is just going to farm as much as he can, and then Adam's going to have an intensely hard time in this bottom lane, I mean in this mid lane, as soon as that farm gets, as soon as Flare gets any sort of farm.
Flare's just spotting out the fact that Adam was under invis. Adam just stepped a little bit too far. Donnie's busy playing with the 2 supports here at top. He's got 1-1-1, so he hasn't decided to go for 2 into the Kraken Shell just yet. So he's still a little bit. It looks like they are going to go. So Thor throws the stun and the spam, but just for now, Dot is going to back away underneath the tower.
Under attack.
Lone Druid is actually not doing too bad. He's sitting equal on 25-25. So the Void and him are pretty much sitting even. Greco's having quite a tough time here in the bottom lane.
Died again on the bottom lane.
Yeah. And it looks like they're putting a lot of pressure on this bottom tower between Seam and Mr. Asman. This tower's below half HP already. Meanwhile, Donnie's doing a great job top because the opposing tower hasn't taken any damage whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the problem that I have with Lich, is that yes, he's going to level very quickly, but he's very, very passive. You know, he's going to sit there and...
Another gank coming in middle. Flares is actually going to be in trouble this time. Stun goes off. And Phalanx just picks up the kill with the lightning, so just a good amount of disable coming out from iFG just to pick up the kill there. Adestam really low, so he was being quite cheeky in staying there to pick up the kill.
Yeah, both Phalanx as well as Adestam actually taking quite a bit of damage there. So, but I mean, they did get the gank, so that's certainly what they needed, particularly with...
Seam's got to be careful here. The 2 seconds on Lich's spam, he's got to get away, so... BDD is also quite on low health though. Greco's just going to back away for the meantime, but... He's quite close to his 6.
Middle tower is under
so Greco's just going to play the patient game.
Please? I'm
if he does
be
be patient, he might actually pick up a kill here.
Yeah, Seam is running around very, very low HP. I'm actually surprised that Greco hasn't called in a TP rotation. That would probably be very, very effective. They could get that off.
Yeah, a TP from the Stort here could mean an easy kill. Just the points, the ability to point stun and spam will pretty much ensure that Void is going to go down. He doesn't have that many points in backtrack yet, just the one. He's decided to go for max in bash, so he's going to be wanting to do as much damage as possible in the team fights.
Yeah, I'm certainly trying to go with an early game build. And I don't know if you saw that failed rush attempt there by Flares and Scant. The two of them basically ran in, tried to hit Roshan. Roshan turned around and smacked the Eidolons twice, and they decided, okay, now this is not happening, and they just left.
It's interesting to note that besides the one ward up top here, BVD are actually in the dark, so Scant's going into the rush pit with no knowledge of any sort of wards here. There are no sentries or normal wards for either side, so he's just having a shot here by going back into the rush pit. So it's going to be interesting to see if he actually gets caught here.
Yeah, I think he's going to rely on his team to call any missing, to make any missing calls. But I think Mr. Assman's in quite a lot of problems here in the middle lane. It's a rather unfortunate pause for him because he's not been spotted by both a Magnus and a Ogre Magi that are just waiting and, lusting after his flesh.
He does have full mana though, and he's got 1 point in Hex plus 3 points into the stun, so he is going to be able to throw out the stun. I think Adestam doesn't have enough mana to actually be able to get the kill here. He's at 180, so we will be able to cast both of his abilities, I suppose. But the Ogre Magi is only on level 3, so he's really not doing that much damage for now. So the Lion, hopefully, with if Flares decides to come and help his friend, should hopefully be fine. We're just waiting for Andy Paddy to get back in the bank, and he's doing well. He's got 2,281 gold, so we might see him pick up a Midas. That's really not uncommon for a lone druid, and he may even decide to go for a Radiance if that's the way that he rolls. Which I know he is a fan of the Radiance on a lone druid, so that's maybe something that we see, and it could be quite an effective thing against heroes like Tidehunter and Enigma that may want to blink him. So they are just deciding to go on Habidi. The sheep goes off. Adam has popped his haste rune. Stun goes onto Adam. He then casts his RP onto 2. Flares in the chosen one. Artman are really low. Looks like actually both are going to die. So well played from the two, and good bottling from Magnus to get up there enough mana. Actually, his mana boots arrived on the chicken during the middle of the fight, which allowed him enough mana to get the RP off as well. Or am I wrong?
They were sitting next to him while he was bottling up.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He saw the fight started. He just popped that.
Are you sure? I'm sure I saw him with normal boots just a second earlier. Okay.
No, he popped. I don't know when he got them, but they were sitting next to him while he was bottling up during the pause.
Yeah, it must have been sometime soon. Pauses Pauses confuse me and my game state so much just because it's
someone
so
explain
long.
to me why Radiant had to go and kill him.
Donnie, in the meantime, is actually, he's got 13 CS to Yin Yang Panda's 51, but I think it's more about the experience more than anything else. He's managed to pick up his arcane boots, so he's going to have plenty of money in the top lane. Plus, he's got the Ravage, so he has the power to rotate if he really wants to and get a team fight off. We've got 3 heroes heading towards bottom, so it looks like they might want to just get another kill on Greco here and pick up that bottom T1 tower. Donnie's actually going to be in a lot of trouble. There are actually 3 heroes here at top. The Ravage does go off. No TPs to help him, so he is going to be fine, but at the cost of his ultimate spell, which is now on a almost 3-minute cooldown, so they're not going to be able to use that in a team fight anytime soon. Meanwhile, Greco's getting ultied by Steam at the bottom, and he's going to go down. So that's another ulti down Chronosphere, but that's only got a 2-minute cooldown. So I don't mind Faceless Void using a Chronosphere in the early game to pick up a couple of kills.
Structures are fortified.
Yeah, so long as it's a guaranteed kill, I don't have any problem with it either.
Yeah.
You might as well use it if it's there. Don't just try and save it for any hoped for team fight. Rather make certain of a kill when you can get one.
Green dude's top thing is about to get that bottom tower.
So Mr. Assman picks up the last hit on that tower, so he's looking quite rich. It looks like iFG actually got a counter with a T1 of their own. So the Lone Druid is sitting at level 7, so we do have that max level bear, which is going to be wailing on this tower. The max level bear obviously is really good. Has that demolish ability, which just gives him 40% bonus damage against towers. It looks like that BVD are just not going to stop. They have Scant with a Soul Ring, so he's going to be able to carry on making Eidolons. And Habidi has got plenty of mana. He was just sitting sucking mana. Flares in the meantime is going to pick up Magnus middle.
As well.
Yeah, with the help of Donnie. So Donnie rotated in pretty cleverly there.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I think, like I said, Donnie's whole job this game is just to be around when they need him to. As soon as his ultis of team fights, as soon as his ultis of cooldown, he'll be in a team fight. Otherwise, he's just going to be trying to farm as much as he can.
Yeah.
But that'll be the most effective thing for him to do. In the meanwhile, just looking at the rest, we've got 2 Masks of Madness coming out for BVD here. That's quite an interesting decision.
Both fairly, I suppose both are fairly standard. I mean, I've seen Draw Rangers go for Master Madness in the past, so not uncommon on either hero. But I suppose that BVD Black seems to have a flavor of the week when it comes to items. So perhaps today we got to see 5 Master Madnesses. Meanwhile, there's an engagement happening bottom. Lion is going to go down. Scant is not going to be able to do it. He does have an Aegis though, so he's going to be fine for the meantime. He's just going to run away, and he's going to be just fine. So many engagements happening in this game.
They didn't go. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't actually attempt to go on Scant there. I mean, he's not exactly the fastest hero while trying to run away. So they might have actually had a chance there, particularly with the Magnus being able to skewer up close.
The damage coming out of flares with the Mask of Madness is actually insane. They've just taken the T1, and it looks like they're going to carry on pushing. This may be an overextension. Felix is standing by. Both Seam and Flares are here, so he may not want to go out. Seam doesn't have enough mana, or Chronosphere, and Chronosphere is not ready. So they may have been able to actually get a kill here if another hero had decided to commit. But I think for the meantime, they are prioritizing the Lone Druid's farm. I think they want him to get as much farm as possible, and he actually has an 11-minute Sacred Relic, so he's doing exceptionally well in this top lane. And we're going to see Radiance before the 15-minute mark, unless Mr. Asman decides to come top and kill him. They use the Ravage and a Finger of Death, but he goes down, and that's quite a crucial timing considering that he has picked up the Sacred Relic already.
Yeah, the one thing he did do very, very well.
Scant is in trouble in the bottom lane.
Before he died, so.
Adestam's got to come in and get the skewer. The Aegis is going to go off. So he's not quite dead yet. Scant actually may be able to turn around and kill Adam if he's careful, but Phalanx is coming in and it's going to get the sheep plus the hold off. Flares is going to use his own ability. Scant turns around as black holes. Both heroes are very low. Flares is doing a ton of damage. Seam is going to join the fight as well. So Storts has decided to go home instead, but Seam is going to TP in and say hello. Seam doing a lot of damage, but Flares is doing even more. And that's 3 heroes down for iFG.Int.
Speak with Rangers.
And just like that, the game turns. Just like that. 1 minute of play and what's that? 4 hero kills. And a tower now as well, so
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
BVD Black certainly stretching their muscles here and just showing exactly why they're rated number 1 in the country at the moment.
I think it was Scant's Aegis that turned that fight around. He just came back and threw down a black hole.
It was an odd engagement though from iFG. Like, you know, they popped the Aegis and then they were like, okay, we should hang around, and then they sort of backed off, and then they decided to come back. And as soon as they came back was when it actually screwed them around, because by then Flares that TP'd in was on his way to come help out his buddy there. And as soon as he got that 2-man silence off, that was pretty much GG in that fight for iFG.
This is quite an entertaining game so far, and I hope it carries on to be so. It looks like we're going to have a lot of action middle. Mr. Asman is just going to start with a stun onto Itachi. Donnie, in the meanwhile, has actually picked up his Blink Dagger, so he's going to be able to blink and ravage in the next fight. Scant just clearing some trees just to make sure that they're not going to have the ability to muck around in those trees anytime soon. And Donnie's on his way top to pick up a haste rune, so iFG are grouped up quite tightly here. The Lone Druid is trying to get what farm he can. He's really close to he's just 500 gold, but it looks like we're actually going to have an engagement. Alistar may not be able to get off his ulti. He does get it off of his ulti on 2. Donnie's taking a lot of damage, 10 seconds till he's got ravaged. In the meantime, a mech actually goes off. I'm not sure who's picked up the mech in the meantime, but Seam does cast his Chronosphere, and they're going to pick up another 2 heroes, so that's another 4 down from IFG.
Yeah, the mech is actually on Scant. That's how quickly he's been farming. He's got a mech, a Blink Dagger, Soul Ring, and Boots of Speed in 14 minutes, so that man is certainly farming like an absolute monster.
I thought it wouldn't be on Scant just because we'd seen the Blink Dagger, but okay.
Mad dudes,
fine.
middle tower, everyone, go now!
Yeah, he actually picked it up before he got the Blink Dagger.
Okay, wow.
And Donnie just wasting his ult there.
I think that's just a trash talk ulti.
Rot-row, bad dudes, rot-row,
yeah, it does seem...
deadly.
Yeah, game-winning Ravages.
So Yingling Panda has done really well to pick up his Radiance at 15 minutes, but even that I don't think is going to be enough, as his team is just getting carved up in the base. Donnie and Flares is just coming in with his Mask of Madness. There is a Radiance here, so he's taking quite a lot of damage from the tower. Donnie's doing well to block Flares into the base to try and get his teammate killed. Mr. Asman in the meantime is going to get entangled to go down. Flares tries to save him, but unfortunately he's not going to. Flares is might actually die here from a Radiance Bear. There's nothing that his team can do about it. Seems actually in trouble as well. The Bloodlust goes off, and the Radiance Bear's got to get a double kill. Scant's also in trouble. The Blink goes off. The Ying and Pen are not reacting fast enough, unfortunately. So Scant is going to be able to get away, but the bear is going huge, in the words of Donnie.
Yeah, that bear is quite enormous, though. Wow.
So the Radiance Bear doing well to get some kills back for iFG. Looking at the gold and XP graphs, we can see that the gold has just turned a little bit into iFG's favor, but unfortunately the mountains to climb is a very high one at 14,000 gold, just 16 minutes of the game. The experience graph is looking pretty much the same. It looks like iFG.Int want to try go for a mid tower here. Chosen might be in trouble if that bear can actually hit him. Donnie Beast actually gets skewered back. The bear's not in range, so he's just doing damage. In the meantime, Seam's coming and is just waiting on Phalanx. Seam's actually going to get stunned up. The bear's back, and the bear might actually get another kill. Seam goes down again. Breaker goes down in the meantime. Black Hole goes off on Ying Panda, so Ying Panda is in trouble under the tower. He's trying to get away as fast as he can. Scanner's on, absolutely no life. The Thought picks up another kill. Messy team fight so far, 3 for 3. But Flares is going to pick up the 4th kill in just Thought. And it's going to chase after Alistar. Alistar's got the blink, so he should be fine. But Flares might actually be able to pick up the chicken here, as it tries to bring Adam his item. And wow, what a messy fight.
Yeah, completely and utterly messy fight. I was actually surprised it was so mean of Donnie to just, like, you know, get the last hit on the tower after the wards did everything except kill it.
No.
He was on 13 HP and Donnie blinked in and just lost.
So unmanner.
Yeah, completely. But yeah, unfortunately, I think just iFG getting outmaneuvered in these team fights here, just not being able to catch Flares at close range where, you know, where they really need him to. And he's just sitting back and pot-shotting them as though they're target practice, essentially. Yeah,
CZQ's doing well with his bear fights. I mean, he's managed to pick up 4 kills for the last 2 team fights, so he's doing okay. It looks like BBD actually want to try kill this bear since it's a fresh summon. There's still a 100-second cooldown of it. They're actually going to use the Ravage, so A lot of damage still going down to this bear, but Adamstam actually comes in and gets his ulti off. Reverse Polarity goes off, which is just doing a ton of damage. So that's 3 heroes down for PvD in what seems like a good team fight for iFG International.
Yeah, that was a spectacular team fight there. Pretty good bait from the bear. But I think... Oh, and that's just...
Oh, it looks like the Lion actually may be in trouble. This may be 4 heroes down for PvD. Oh, Scans is going to come in, throw the stun, and Blink Daggers all around. So they're not, unfortunately not going to be able to pick up that kill, but quite a good, a really good initiation from Adestan, throwing out the reverse polarity. And a good chain for us from Greco as well. Ensured that that team fight went securely into iFG.Int's favor.
I think it was actually that charge from Adestan that he basically charged with the incoming Lich ult and it caught out Seam, who didn't expect it to be coming as well. So he ate quite a bit of damage there trying to help out his teammates.
It doesn't look like that iFG.Int are going to be able to do anything off the back of that team fight. They did manage to get 3 kills, but Lundred is currently sitting with 2 pairs of boots on him, so he's waiting for his bear to come back before giving him a pair, his own pair of tackies. But the Radiance, he did manage to get the Radiance onto himself before the bear went down, which is a really good play. So he's still going to be able to farm in the bush here and get some gold. Flares in the meantime has picked up a Blink Dagger on top of his Yasha and a Talisman of Evasion.
Yeah, I think EE Summer is the reason for that Blink Dagger. I'm generally not a fan of the Blink Dagger on the Drow, but I have been seeing it a decent amount in Pro Dota recently.
I think he just felt left out with the rest of his team. Adestam's under cover of Invis here, and he does have an ulti, so Flares and Scant may actually get caught out. The reverse polarity goes off, catching both. Oh, Black Hole's gonna go off on 3, this may be trouble. Greco's got to try that. They really need to get a repair, or Scant, Rashad's now out to do work. Seam cost the Chronosphere to try to do as much damage. Greco's going to go down, Phalanx is going to go down, Flair's not caught in the ulti, so Snort now taking a lot of damage as well. Donnie comes in, he doesn't have ulti, he's only got ulti in 5 seconds, but Flair's may actually be in trouble here. He's going to cost his Mask of Madness, give him a lot of move speed. It also makes sure that he does extra damage from Ying and Panda. Ying and Panda making sure that the phase boosts are continually on Flares, so that's going to be another kill. So that's actually 4 for 2. Ying and Panda being the only one alive at the moment. He is going to look to make some kills. He may be able to take down the line here, unless the line's not careful. That Radiant's doing well just to stop the Blink Daggers from both those heroes being able to be used. And Ying and Panda is still on full health, so he's doing just fine. Lion's actually going to walk straight through the wards, so he's trying to get out of blink. He's going to be able to blink, so he's going to be just fine. And unfortunately, Ying and Panda not being able to get the bear close enough.
Yeah, yet another very, very messy fight from both teams.
Oh man, yeah.
Seam popping the ulti and not really getting anything done. You know, I really expected more from Flares. You know, popping, standing up top here and just right-clicking into there to actually get more than just the 1 kill. I really expected just a tad more than that.
Well, his build is not exactly what you would call the most in terms of damage. Yeah. It's not. He hasn't gone for a straight DP. He's gone for a hybrid utility. I'm not sure. He's bought items, so let's call it that. Yeah, he's gone for a Flares build. That's the best way to put it. EE inspired Flares build. Faces Void actually picked up a Daedalus, so he's going to be dealing a lot more damage in the team fights, which is exactly what he wants to be doing. It looks like Lion's actually going to go in Phalanx. Phalanx may be in some trouble here, but Mr. Aspen suddenly finds himself surrounded by 4 heroes of IFG, and his Hassel is just going to feed.
With me. Guy's middle tower is
I certainly don't think he expected that. Seems like they're happy for.
I'm not sure what he was. He obviously saw the 1 hero, and we've got another initiation going off. Scant's actually going to go down. The Radiance Bear's going to get him another kill. Flares costs. Steve costs his ultimate. Greco follows it up with a chain ulti for himself. Adam Sam comes in and gets a 2-man reverse polarity. So that's going to be 3 dead from BBD so long. The chicken's actually going to spy out and get killed by Seam. So Stort's going to come in and try and throw out the stun, but he's not going to be able to spot it out in time. But it looks like that IFG International are actually going to be able to pick up the rush here. Seam is hiding in the bush. Stort knows that he's around here somewhere. He does get spotted out. Looks like he's gonna try TP. Oh, Alistair blinks and the cooldown is just short. Oh, those plays. And Lone Druid actually picks up a... Are iFG International coming back in this game?
Yeah, certainly. I wouldn't say it's by any amazing play by either of these teams. Certainly just like, you know, the best of two bad plays from both teams here at the moment, because it's really very scrappy. And iFG is certainly just, you know, getting a slight advantage, and it's just building up now. And I do think BVD just needs to be a little bit careful, because iFG has a lot of pushing power, and if you're going to keep feeding kills away like that, and iFG gets a push going, you're going to lose towers very quickly.
Oh yeah, and the Lone Druid has got almost 4,000 gold on him at the moment, so he may be looking towards a Cuirass, maybe a Basher to try and help him. So it's undecided in which direction he's going to go, but he's getting a lot of gold. He went from, I think, 0-1 to about... He's now sitting at 7, 2, and 6. So he's getting a lot of assist gold from the Radiants, plus a lot of kills in every single team fight. He's been doing well to take down Flares and Seam in the last 2 or 3 team fights, so he's doing really well. And he's now just using his Radiant Spear to split push top, while Adestam's going to defend middle. Seam is around here and he's looking to ulti. He could probably kill Adam. Phalanx is going to be able to assist here. The finger is going to go for Mr. Adam. They are going to be able to bring him down. Phalanx is... Seam is going to be able to get away. Greco comes in just to throw a spam, and Lion may be in some trouble, but he does have the Blink Dagger, so he's going to be just fine for the moment. This is a very confident Lion farming outside of iFG International's base, pretty much by himself.
Yeah, Lion's got big balls tonight. Certainly when that dive into 4 heroes there, where he was like, you know... Yeah, and like, I think just YOLO swaggins into everything tonight.
This position shows off just how far ahead that Bravado are in, and how well they utilize the map. Almost every single hero is getting farmed somewhere on the map, whether it be top. Flares is farming bottom. We've got Scan farming in their bush. They've got Seam was farming in the Dire jungle. They have the Lion farming middle. You know, Donnie farming top. There's just nothing but effective work going on all over the map. Even when they're on the back foot, which is not something that we've seen so far this season. But we have seen in the past, they are able to do this and make sure that they keep themselves in the game, even if they are feeding in team fights a little bit.
Yeah, it would actually be very interesting to see how BVD would actually play under pressure when you know, they have to come from behind, as opposed to being so confident at the moment that they could pretty much do whatever they want right now. I'd really actually like to see how they respond to that pressure of playing from behind and you know, really being under the cosh in terms of a game.
Yeah, it's something that one can forget to do, but don't forget that BVD Black are not only involved in DGL this year. They're currently in the semi-professional Star Ladder group and are doing quite well. I think they're second to top of the logs in their group at the moment, so they... I'm not sure. Oh, I have to look it up. I'll look it up in between games, but I think they were doing...
Last I heard...
They were doing actually pretty well in there.
Second or playing for... they were... I think last I heard they were second, pushing for first.
Yeah, they're doing really well.
Following them all that much.
I think next KZ is, or next. I'm not sure if it's next KZ, but there's a team called Next that is currently on top of their group. I'm not sure if it actually is next KZ, but again, they're actually doing really well and may even see their name in the professional Star Ladder circuit sometime quite soon if this playoff goes well. But in the meantime, we're just trading T2s. IFG are deciding to push bottom while BVD Black are pushing top. Do we have TPs? There is no TP on Zastort. There is a TP on Yin Yang Panda. Phalanx has got a TP as well. TP on Greco and TP on Adestam. BVD are all TP'd up as well by the looks of things. So both teams have the power to respond here at the moment. It looks like the iFG International are going straight for the base. BVD Black need to get back here. Scan needs to get back here, cast the black hole as soon as possible. Steve's going to buy in time with the Chronosphere. That's all 5 years of iFG International. Currently caught in a... Donnie costs... The Lich ulti goes off as well. Black hole goes off on Yin Yang Panda. The 3 heroes down for iFG International at the moment. There is an Aegis, so the Bear is going to be back in just a second, but all 5 heroes are down. and BBD are just going to clean up Yin Yang Panda, but not a bad idea for iFG International forcing the reaction. It probably most likely saved their base for the meantime, and they managed to get one of the base towers as well, yeah.
Tier 4s.
Tier 4s, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the BVD was expecting that. They obviously knew that iFG could outpush them, but I do not think that they realized that iFG would have that much guts and attempt to take the base immediately.
I actually don't think that BVD can afford to base race against iFG International. iFG International will win every time, hands down. The fact that they have the Empower and Bloodlust on a bear was just absolutely destroys towers in a matter of seconds. Plus the wards from the Shadow Shaman, so they can't really afford to try and base race, which is why they had to react. But it looks like Seam is actually just going to kill Phalanx. Blink daggers are going to come in and just main him before he's going to be able to do anything. So that's one hero down for another 34 seconds. We do have 4 heroes alive at the moment. Seam's actually going to cast his ulti against the 2 strength heroes of iFG International. A good stun from Lion is going to get both, but they're going to be just fine. And Mech is up, so. But the Dire does take a set of rack. It is the ranged rack, so they really need to kill the siege creep. But I'm not sure if there's anything they're going to do about it. It looks like they're going for flares at the bottom. Flamer actually may be in some trouble, but he's doing quite a bit of damage, but not enough. And it looks like Adestam is. Oh! Adestam nearly went down there. Oh, Finger and Gush is just going to crush Ogre Magi and send him back to the grave in the body bag, and that's going to be 2 sets of racks down for iFG International, and most likely 3 very shortly. Scant has still got 60 seconds on his black hole, so there's going to be no team fight just yet. We've got 20 seconds on Ravage, but Flares is brought back, and they're looking to end this now. There are 3 racks is down. They have yet to get the melee racks for the mid lane, but it looks like they are just grouping bottom and are going to push the bottom racks and get this game over and done with, so we can get over to game 2.
Yeah, BVD, I think after that little bit of a scare, decided that probably not take any more risks, because if they had let that go on a little bit longer, I'm quite certain iFG could have pulled that off if they'd allowed to. But we've got quite a messy fight going on here. Once again, Phalanx are going to get absolutely murdered at close range by flares. Donnie's got a
refresher orb
up. A brilliant 2-man RP by. So a brilliant 2-man RP by Adestam comes in, but Scant's on the run now. The Lone Druid's on the chase for him. Seam's going back onto Adestam, but I think he'll die off. Seam's been caught up by the bear, and I think he will. Sorry, Scant's been caught up by the bear and will die off there.
This game is a hot mess, as the Americans would say. Wow. Seam is still playing around the wards. He is looking for Adestam though. Adestam still has a 4-staff as well. Seam is still coming after him. He's gonna get the hits off. They're using the chicken to try and distract him, but does look like he's gonna be able to get to the base. Seam doesn't care. He just wants to go for it. Adestam's gonna turn around and kill him.
It's like that was awkward.
So I think both of them bought back, didn't they?
As far as I know, I'm not actually certain.
I know that the Drow bought back. He was dead for 90 seconds, and he's still dead for another 30. So it's...
I know the Lion and the Enigma bought back, but I don't know who else.
Base race. What? So we've got a Necrobook pickup on Phalanx, so if they do decide to win a team fight, IFG do decide to win a team fight, they may just be able to push the racks and win the game quite easily. Donnie's actually going to get caught out here. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. So he's down for 66 seconds. He's got 76 gold, so he's not going to be able to buy back. And IFG International are actually just pushing hard down middle. It looks like the base race is on.
Oh, yes! Ulti from the Lion, please.
What is happening?
This game just went full retard.
Oh man.
I just wish that IFG would actually push a little bit more heavily. Yeah.
That bear. There's a fresh bear available. Flares might actually be in trouble here. Oh, Seam actually gets two in the ult. He's trying to get the bear down as quickly as he can. Lich ult is going to go for stun's going to go off, and Seam's actually going to die. Reverse polarity goes off on Flares, and he gets taken away to the rest of iFG International. Scan blinked in to try black hole, but blinked into nothing because none of the team was there anymore. But he does get a black hole off, and it looks like it's 2-3 at the moment, but the bear is actually still alive. Seam is down again. Faceless Void is down for another minute. So, but the bear unfortunately having to go back to base because he's extremely low and having to defend his own towers. But that's another team fight. I would say that's not bad for iFG. Yeah.
No, not at all, because they actually took the bottom racks as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, quite a rat.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, those game-changing plays.
Yeah, Falax making certain that his team gets something out of that fight as opposed to just lots of deaths. He's actually got level 3 Necromicon, so his push is going to be pretty effective once he starts sneaking around like he already is.
He may just want to sell those mana boosts for some boosted traveler, and be the lycanthrope that he always dreamed that he could be, and just maybe push up top lane and just try and get those creeps out as far as possible. Use his Necrobook to try push out a lane, so that if BBD actually try commit to the last racks, then he's going to be able to take another set of racks as well, which is always a possibility. I mean, Shadow Shaman has the ability, and let's not forget that the bear is looking quite scary at the moment. He's got a Assault Cuirass and a Basher with 4,000 gold, so that's going to be his Abyssal Blade as well. So Seam is going to have an extra difficult time now trying to take down that bear, and Flares is going to as well. Roshan is up here, so it looks like iFG International might be able to take a Roshan. There are some members of BBD that are hanging around. Steve has picked up a Mad Storm as well, but he actually may be in some trouble. He has used his the 4-star goes off and the reverse polarity goes off, so Seam is actually taking a lot of damage here. The bear's just waiting on him. Flares is doing as much damage as he can, but he's not going to be able to get a kill anytime soon, so that's Faces Void down for another 67 seconds. Is this a Game of Throws?
Yeah, I'm pretty much certain it is. I don't think BBD
We've got 52 seconds on Black Hole, we've got 63 seconds on Ravage. We have no ultis up on the side of BBD. I just want to put it out there.
Radiant's middle tower
and we have a bloodlusted bear. Wow, that bear is going absolutely crazy at the moment.
It looks like Lion's going to go down here. Oh, iFG International actually going to win this game. Lich ulti goes off, it's going to bounce onto Flares. Flares is taking quite a lot of damage, the mech goes off to save Phalanx for the meantime. Flares is going to go down. That's 4 heroes down from... That's 4 heroes down from BBD. Faces Void does not have buyback. Flares has 1,000 gold, which is not going to be enough at level 21 to get him back into the game. And iFG International actually just going to look to win this game. iFG International going for the throne. So Storm blinks in, he's going to try and take down Donnie. In the meantime, Yin Pan is going for the throne. It looks like iFG International is just going to try win this straight up. Donnie Beast doesn't have his ult. He's still got 10 seconds, so if he goes down here, it could be a jump. Scant gets a big black hole, so they're trying to get the Storm down. Steam comes in with his own Chronosphere to try stop the bear from waiting on his towers. Donnie's ulti now goes off, and they are trying to bring down Yin Yang Panda. Yin Yang Panda doesn't have the rush. They didn't decide to take the rush, and BBD defend.
Take root once more.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say anymore. That was insane. Like, next level of insane.
What is going on? I don't understand. Oh. Wow.
BBD been caught with their pants down and do not expect... I don't think they expected this at all. This is certainly something that I think they're a little bit unprepared for. And they just realized that they might have just given iFG away back into this game, and it might cost them if that continues.
Yeah, wow. So we are now at 2 racks apiece. iFG International are at the racks advantage. They've got 4 racks down to Bravado's 3. Middle lane is still in the favor of iFG International just because they have the melee rack still standing on their side. So this lane's constantly going to be able to push into the base if BBD decide to try and take down the bottom lane. But Ravage is finally up. We've got Chronosphere up, and I believe that Black Hole's still got another 80 seconds. This Black Hole constantly being down is quite problematic for them. But Scans managed to get that black hole down in team fights in some critical times. So it always seems to be ready when it needs to. But it looks like Distort might be able to catch out Seam here. There is spotted. The smoke goes off, so they know that here. Felix is going to try and blink. Is he going to blink in to go forward? If they catch Seam here, this could be the game. Greco is moving forward. They're just flirting with each other here. Scant still no. Seam's going to get in. He's going to get a three-man Chronosphere. That's Distort immediately down. Greco goes down. Felix goes down. That's 3 heroes down. Ying Yang Pan is in a lot of trouble. He's going straight towards the base. He wants to just get the throne. There is no glyph on the throne. They're trying to shut down the bear as much as possible. Ying Yang Pan is just waiting on the. It's on absolutely nothing. He has no bear summon. He is silenced. He's not going to be able to summon his bear anytime soon. He's got a 100-second cooldown. And BVD hold again. The throne is on 200 HP. Boots of Travel coming in. Donnie's going to come in the top lane. It looks like that he's going to be joined by the rest of BVD. And BVD, you got to look to finish this.
Bad dudes, middle tower, everyone.
Felix is coming up in 10 seconds. He does have a defensive ward capabilities. It looks like the Ogre match. I literally gotta buy back. They are not interested in losing this game now. That they are so close to getting the win. Excuse me, my throat is wrecked. Ew. It looks like Scat's got to go off with Distort. And we're going to have another engagement. Flares is going to come in. Seam is going to come in. Distort may be in trouble there. He has brought back. So if he goes down, he's going to be down significant time. Scan actually uses the black hole. Greco throws out the chain, which is doing a lot of damage. It actually brings down Flares. But that's 70 seconds down for the Faceless Void. But it looks like BVD are actually just going to finish this match and take game 1.
Evil Dude's base is getting owned.
Yeah, this is quite an insane game, just like...
Radiant victory!
Wow!
Wow.
So, that is game 1, ladies and gentlemen, of this best of 3 between BVD Black and iFG International. This is DeMoNiK Gaming, joined by Profici Gaming. I have no words for what just happened. This is the Dota 2 Telkom Do Gaming League Summer League, sponsored by ASUS and Steel Series, and we will be back shortly for game number 2.